Hey guys, so here we are at the Lake House Studio on the Central Coast, and today I want to talk a little bit about Instagram and the importance of Instagram for 2018. And what a better place to do it than a beautiful art studio like this. And if you want to check it out on Instagram, Lorna Ballantyne Epps1. If you look her up, you can see some of her amazing pieces. And what a great location to talk about Instagram. So this is a great example of what Lorna's done on their Instagram. He's built a really good community of people who want to do art classes, who want to learn how to create beautiful art, and not only being able to teach it, but also being able to showcase it as well. And the reason that's so appropriate is because it shows how even the smallest of businesses of all sizes, can use Instagram and should be using Instagram into 2018 to help build their brand and their profiles. So how do you do that on Instagram? And I know I've done some videos before, but there's a couple of things. The rules have changed a little bit, as they do, we all know, with social media, which is why we keep these videos coming. But if you want to build a really authentic brand on Instagram, the first thing you want to do is get your imagery right. And what better imagery than, gorgeous artworks. But it doesn't matter what you do. Take a little bit of time to take some photos to show the personality of the business. So if you're a service-based business, some behind the scenes, what's happening in the office, you're having a bit of a lunchtime party, that sort of stuff. People want to know, what's the personality? You're not just a face, you're not just a brand. Who are the people behind the business that are making things happen? If you're a product-based business, think about your product photography. See if you can spend a bit of time. And, the good thing is we all have, or most of us have, one of these bad boys, a smartphone, which have incredible cameras in it. They're as good as, some of them are as good as an SLR, and you can take beautiful pictures that look really effective and that will really stand out on Instagram. The next step on Instagram is to then engage with the sort of people that you would love to follow your business and who do, or who do things that would be of interest to you. So if you see, people say we're an art gallery and they frequent other art galleries, or they tag themselves at art galleries, engage with them. Tell them how beautiful the artwork is. Speak to them about, love the fact that you love contemporary art, or you love, alternate mediums, or whatever it might be. Start a conversation with them. That's a great way for them to then, once you start that conversation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to check out who you are. And if they like what they see, then they're going to follow you. The next thing to think about is then how you trend, or how you get the attention of people who may not necessarily know you exist, but are potentially great customers for you. So that's where hashtags come in. Hashtags, of course, we all know them, and we also know the friends that use them inappropriately. This is about finding the hashtag that is relevant to your business. All you need to do, go on Instagram, go to the tags, type in the hashtag that you want to look up, click tags, and you can see what things are trending for that tag. So it could be contemporary art, it could be modern art, it could be business, it could be entrepreneur, it could be digital marketing, whatever it might be. Have a look. It costs you nothing to sit there and look for those keywords, see those that are relevant to the people that you'd love to engage with, and then use some of those hashtags in your posts. Now, earlier in the year, it used to be really big, or even at the beginning of 2017, it used to be all about fitting as many hashtags as you can to try to get as much reach as possible. But Instagram's really kicking, they're really clamping down on this. They don't want you to start using all these hashtags. They want relevancy. Facebook own them now, and that's what Facebook wants. It wants you, as somebody who's on Instagram or on Facebook, to have a really good customer experience and for it to be as relevant as possible. So only use the hashtags that are relevant to your post, to what you're doing at that given time. Check that those, and most importantly, check that those hashtags actually exist, that they're not just some made up one. The only time you should be making up hashtags is if you need to start a trend, or you've got something unique to you that you want people to start following. So it could be Lake House Studio Resin Art, and that could be the hashtag. And that's obviously quite a long one. But if you want to build a brand around your business, you can start tagging your brand, assuming your brand's unique. You can start a hashtag around your brand. But avoid and try not to just make hashtags up like a lot of people tend to do, because that's just going to add no value to your user. When somebody sees your content, there's a greater chance that your content's going to be found if you're using relevant hashtags. And the last thing is also tag your locations. If you're traveling, if your art's on show somewhere, I'm using the art gallery as an instance, or a studio as an instance, but if you're out and about or you're doing a team dinner, tag the location. Show that you've been to that restaurant. Thank the restaurant for looking after you. Acknowledge the places you are. And that's a really good way to get almost that referral, to get that engagement happening on your page. Acknowledge the location so people can find you. It also means that people within those areas are going to find you. And that can really help as well with building your business. So they're my key tips for Instagram for 2018, keeping it really simple. This doesn't have to be complicated. I hope it helps, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with.